Whichever way you look at it, when you're breaking royal stories, they change and evolve over every single minute. And, things are changing all the time. Everything moves along. As we told you recently, the departure of the one-time close aide to our late and beautiful monarch, Her Majesty the Queen, Queen Elizabeth II, was Angela Kelly, who very detailedly pointed out on her social media accounts that she was finally leaving Windsor. This really has created a lot of speculation, as one can imagine, not only for the fact that Angela decided to point out that her work mobile, had now been discontinued and that she was packing up to go and live near her own family in the Peak District. Now, 3 times married Angela has a very busy social life, but according to some, she's found it very difficult to move on since the sad passing of our wonderful monarch. And people can understand that. After all, they remained very close, too close, in fact, senior members inside the British monarchy felt. The bottom line was Her Majesty the Queen grew to rely on Angela in the darkest days following the death of her beloved Prince Philip, and naturally, Angela dedicated herself to that. But the biggest problem now, and apparently according to a very good source, which has, shall we say, created displeasure from His Majesty the King, was that particular story which we brought to you. Yes, we told you exactly what we knew at the point of recording, but what wasn't known, and truly what wasn't known, was the fact that graciously King Charles had adhered to the wishes of his late mother to make sure that Angela was indeed, looked after in a pensionable age. Basically, she's going to be living rent-free in a property owned by His Majesty the King, and that would be returned back to the Crown Estate, sadly, once Angela passes. But as one source pointed out to me, this resulted in a lot of negativity on social media on the week of the coronation, basically painting King Charles as someone who was rather cold, heartless and ruthless, when it simply wasn't the case. He literally has to free up that particular place for other staff members who are coming to work inside Windsor Castle. Angela would have known this, and it would have been far better for her to detail some kind of living arrangements, if not thanking the King for being so kind in offering us somewhere to stay moving forward. Of course, a lot of people still speculate, will Angela write that tell-all book? It's difficult, isn't it, if you're living within someone's means? But the bottom line is this, that Angela has already written 2 books and has a personal signed letter from a late and wonderful monarch, Her Majesty the Queen, basically detailing that it is a 3-book deal. Now, what remains to be seen is whether Angela sticks to the plot and obviously writes her own personal memories rather than a tell-all book. But for now, as a close source to the palace courtiers told me, simply, wouldn't it have been simpler if Angela had a detailed and that rather moving message which alerted the media on social media about her departure from Windsor? It would have saved a lot of embarrassment, public trolling, and in particular, a lot of distress for His Majesty the King, who's shown so far nothing but kindness. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.